Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. Dear, so want to seek the blessing of Radha Mata, Radha Shamsala Krishna Balaram Bhagavatam, sing the Bhagavan Jagannath Baladev Sudha, Radha Damodar Gaunitai Tulsimani Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj and the assembled devotees. So, Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 63, which is Lord Krishna fights with Banasur. So, Banasur, we heard last time, is a devotee of Lord Shiva. And he was rather arrogant towards Lord Shiva, saying that there's no one in this world he can fight with. And then Lord Shiva cursed him that, well, you're going to meet your match soon. This chapter describes the battle between Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva, as well as Lord Shiva's glorification of Krishna after the Lord had cut off Banasur's arms. He had 1,000 arms. It was very powerful. When Aniruddha did not return, so Aniruddha is a grandson of Krishna, and he was involved with the daughter of Banasur, and Banasur captured him after quite a fight. His family and friends passed the 4 months of the rainy season in extreme distress. When they finally heard from Narad Muni how Anirudh was being held captive in Sonitapur, a large army of 12 divisions of the best Yadav warriors under Krishna's protection set off for Banasur's capital and laid siege to it, completely surrounding the city on all sides. Banasur fiercely opposed them with his own army of equal size. To help Banasur, Lord Shiva, accompanied by Kartikeya and a horde of mystic sages, took up the arms against Balaram and Krishna on Bana's behalf. So because Banasur was a devotee of Lord Shiva fought on his side, of course, understanding that Lord Krishna is the supreme. And Kartikeya as well. Kartikeya is the warrior, is the in charge of the armies of the devatas, a very powerful personality, as powerful as Shiva himself, pretty much. Watched by the devatas assembled in the sky, Bana began fighting against Saptaki, and Bana's son fought against Samba. With his arrows, Lord Krishna drove away the followers of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, in turn, shot various weapons at Lord Krishna, which were neutralized with appropriate counter-weapons. After bewildering Lord Shiva by making him yawn with a yawning weapon, very unusual, defeating a warrior with a yawn. Lord Krishna proceeded to strike down Banasur's army with his sword, clubs, and arms. So this is a very interesting picture. There's Lord Shiva there, having a yawn. In the meantime, Krishna is destroying the arms of Banasur. Kartikeya was so strongly beaten by Padumna that he fled the battlefield on his peacock, while the remnants of Banasur's army, harried by blows of Lord Balaram's clubs, scattered in all directions. Enraged to see his army's destruction, Banasur rushed towards Krishna to attack him, stringing his 500 bows and fixing 2 arrows on each string. So he still had his arms at that time because Krishna was destroying his army. But Lord Srihari split every one of Banasur's bows simultaneously and also struck down his chariot driver, chariot and horses. The Lord then sounded his conch. Next, Banasur's mother, trying to save her son, appeared naked in front of Lord Krishna, who averted his face to avoid looking at her. Seeing his chance, Bana fled into the city. After Lord Krishna had thoroughly defeated the ghosts and hobgoblins fighting under Lord Shiva, the Shiva Jwara weapon, that is, a personification of fever, burning everything in 10 directions with 3 heads and 3 legs, which resembled Yamraj at the time of universal annihilation, approached Krishna to fight him. Seeing the Shiva Jwara, Krishna released his Vishnu Jwara. The Shiva Jwara was overwhelmed by the Vishnu Jwara, having nowhere else to turn for shelter. The Shiva Jwara, with joined palms, began to address Lord Krishna, glorifying him. So this is a very interesting picture. There's Shiva Dwara, and then there's Krishna's Vishnu Dwara. So the Shiva Dwara said, I bow down to you, the Supreme Lord, the super soul of all beings, that you are the cause of cosmic creation, maintenance, and dissolution. Perfectly peaceful, you are the absolute truth to whom the Vedas indirectly refer. Your material illusory energy, Maya, is an endless cycle like that of seed and plant. You perform pastimes to maintain the demigods, devotees, and codes of religion. By these pastimes, you also kill those who stray from the right path. I am tortured by your terrible fever weapon, which is cold yet burning. So this Shiva Jwara is also a living entity, just like a Vishnu Jwara, because they come from the Supreme. The Supreme Lord said, I am pleased with you. May your fear of my fever weapon be dispelled, and whoever remembers our conversation here will have no reason to fear. Thus addressed, the Shiva Jwara bowed down to the infallible Lord and went away. Next, Banasur returned and attacked Lord Krishna again, wielding all kinds of weapons in his 1,000 hands. But Lord Krishna took his Sudarshan disc and began cutting off all the demons' hands. Lord Shiva, feeling compassion for his devotee Banasur, approached Krishna and offered prayers. Those whose hearts are spotless can see you, for you are uncontaminated, like the sky. Your current descent into the material realm is meant for upholding the principles of justice. One who has attained this human form of life as a gift from Lord, yet who fails to control his senses and honor your feet, is surely to be pitied, for he is only cheating himself. So this is a really important sentence. This human form of life is certainly a gift from the Lord. We are so fortunate, extraordinarily fortunate. This human form of life is so rare. There's so many living entities, animals, plants, fish, reptiles, amoebas, bacteria, and we somehow have attained this human form of life. So if we waste it, then we are really unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, because this gift is something very special, and we can actually try to make the most of this. And we are very fortunate because we're connected with the Supreme through his devotees, and that connection is very real, very strong. So we are in an extremely fortunate position. And we should remind ourselves of that every day. Because normally we get into a negative spiral. Something goes wrong in our life and we go down sort of a difficult path. But if we remind ourselves, even if we are on a slippery slope downhill, remind ourselves, hey, we're still very lucky because we got this human form and I can improve myself. I can elevate myself. So this is our great fortune. It's a wonderful gift, and we can really make use of this gift. Lord Shiva continued, this Banasur is my dear and faithful follower. I have awarded him freedom from fear. Therefore, my Lord, please grant him your mercy, just as you showed mercy to Prahlad, the Lord of the demons. The Lord, Nrsingadev, agreed to spare him. He spoke as, the Lord Krishna agreed to spare Banasur. He spoke as follows to Shiva. So this is where a pure devotee intervenes. Banasur was a terrible person. He even kidnapped Aniruddha, Krishna's grandson. Yet Krishna was willing to spare him. Banasur does not deserve to die, since he was born in a family of Prahlad Maharaj. He was the son of Bali Maharaj. I have severed all but 4 of Bana's arms just to destroy his false pride, and I have annihilated his army because they were a burden to the earth. Therefore, he will be free from old age and death, and remain fearless in all circumstances. He will be one of your principal attendants. Wow, this is mercy of the Lord. This is so good. It shows the neutrality of the Lord as well. Assured he had nothing to fear, Banasur then offered his obeisances to Lord Krishna by touching his head to the ground, and had Usha and Anirudh seated on their wedding chariot and brought before the Lord. Krishna then set off for Dwarka with Anirudh and his bride leading the procession. When the newlyweds arrived at the Lord's capital, they were honored by the citizens, the Lord's relatives, and the Brahmins. The Lord then entered his capital. The city was lavishly decorated with flags, victory arches, and its avenues and crossways were all sprinkled with water. As conchs, anakas, and dundubi drums resounded, the Lord's relatives, the Brahmins, and the general populace all came forward to greet him respectfully. Whoever rises early in the morning and remembers Lord Krishna's victory in this battle with Lord Shiva will never experience defeat. It's chapter 64. The deliverance of King Nrg. This chapter describes how Lord Krishna released King Nrg from a curse and instructed the royal order on the great danger of taking a Brahman's property. One day, Samba and the other boys of the Yadav dynasty went to the forest to play. After playing for a long time, they became very thirsty and began looking for water. So Samba is the son of Lord Krishna through Jambavati, I believe. And he was one of the leaders. So they were feeling thirsty. Inside a dry well, they found an amazing creature, a huge lizard resembling a hell. The boys felt sorry for it, tried to pull it out. But after several attempts with leather tongs and ropes, they saw that they would not be able to rescue the creature. Thus they went to Lord Krishna and told him what had happened. The Lord accompanied them to the well and extended his left hand, easily lifted the lizard out. So if we approach Krishna with our little hands, he'll approach us with his long arms. This is proof. By touch of glorious Lord Sri Krishna's, Supreme Lord Krishna's hand, the creature transformed at once into a demigod, a resident of heaven. His complexion was beautifully colored like molten gold, and he was adorned with wonderful ornaments, clothes, and garlands. Then Lord Krishna, although understanding the situation. He knew exactly because he's omniscient. He asked for the benefit of people in general, the demigods, etc. Who are you? And how did you assume such a lovely form? Lowly form, sorry, lowly. By what past activity were you brought to this condition? So there you go. Krishna extends his left hand, picks up the lizard. And here is King Nrag and giving charity to Brahmins, but he made a mistake. And here he is. So the lizard turned into a demigod. The divine being replied, my name was King Nrag, son of Ikshwaku. So quite an elevated personality. Ikshwaku is sun god. From Vivaswan to Ikshwaku, so son of sun god. And his son is King Nrag. What could possibly be unknown to you, O Master? With vision undisturbed by time, you witness the minds of all living beings. Nevertheless, on your order, I will speak. I was famous for giving charity. After first honoring the numerous Brahmins, I gave away countless cows to them. Indeed, I gave in charity as many cows as there are grains of sand on the earth. Wow. Stars in the heavens, or drops in a rain shower. That's a lot of Gomata. These cows were young, brown, milk-laden cows who were well-behaved, beautiful, and endowed with good qualities, who had gilded horns, silver-plated hooves, decorations of fine ornamental clothes and garlands. In addition, I performed Vedic sacrifice and executed various pious welfare activities. But on one occasion, a cow belonging to a first-class Brahmin wandered into my herd. So he gave away a Gomata he gave away many Gomatas, and one of them came back accidentally. Unaware of this, I gave this cow in charity to a different Brahmin. So he gave the same cow to two different Brahmins. When the cow's previous owners saw the second Brahmin taking this cow away, the first Brahmin claimed the cow as his, and began arguing with the second Brahmin. After quarreling for some time, they approached me. And I've got the same yawning thing that Lord Shiva's had. Of course, there's no comparison. After quarreling for some time, they approached me and I implored them to take 100,000 cows in exchange for that one cow. And to please forgive King Nurg him for the offense I had unknowingly committed. He didn't know. It was an accidental offense. But neither Brahmin would accept my proposal, not wanting anything in exchange for this cow, and thus only wanting that cow. And the matter remained unsettled. Wow, that's heavy. Shortly thereafter, I died and was taken by the Yamaduts to the court of
Hare
Yama.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Was there anything special in that cow?
No, not necessarily.
No.
But they wanted that cow. They were adamant.
Both Brahmins wanted the same
The
cow.
same cow. The same cow.
Oh, all right. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you for asking. Yam asked me which I preferred to do first: suffer the results of my sins or enjoy the results of my pious acts. Do you wish to experience the results of your sins first or those of your piety? Indeed, I see no end to the dutiful charity you have performed or to your consequent enjoyment in the radiant heavenly planets. So, he was potentially going to be in heaven forever, almost. Of course, there's no such thing as forever in the heavens. So he decided, firstly, he'll suffer. I decided to suffer my sinful reactions first and then assume a body of a lizard. And thus, I assumed the body of a lizard. Heavy punishment. After King Nag had told this story, he offered prayers to Lord Krishna, requesting the Lord to permit him to depart for the world of the demigods and to allow him to always take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. Then Maharaj Nag circumambulated Lord Shri Krishna and touched his crown to the Lord's feet, before mounting a celestial aeroplane which transported him to heaven. Lord Krishna then instructed his personal associates as well as a general mass of people on the dangers of stealing a Brahman's property. I do not consider hala hala to be poison because it has an antidote. But a Brahman's property, when stolen, can truly be called poison, for it has no antidote in this world. Poison kills only the person who ingests it, and an ordinary fire may be extinguished with water. But the fire generated from the kindling wood of a Brahman's property burns the thief's entire family down to the root. Wow. If a person employs a Brahman's property without receiving due permission, that property destroys 3 generations of his family. If he takes it by force, then 10 generations of his ancestors and 10 generations of his descendants are all destroyed. Sure. This is pretty heavy stuff. Mm. Mm. Whether it be his own gift or someone else's, a person who steals a Brahman's property will take birth as a worm in feces for 60,000 years. Wow. I do not desire Brahman's wealth. Those who lust after it become short-lived and are defeated. My dear followers, never treat a learned Brahman harshly, even if he has sinned. Even if he attacks you physically or curses you, continue to offer him obeisances. Just as I always certainly bow down to Brahmins. Namo Brahmaya Devaya Gopramanitaya Jagataya Jagat. Sorry. Namo Brahmaya Devaya Gopramanitaya Jagatitaya Krishna Govindaya Gopichana Vallabhaya Swaha. So all of you should likewise bow down to them. I will punish anyone who acts otherwise. When a Brahman's property is stolen, even unknowingly, it certainly curses the person who takes it to fall down, just as the Brahman's cow did to King Nurg. Having thus instructed the residents of Dwarka, Lord Mukund, purifier of all worlds, entered his palace. So this is very interesting, the instructions. In this day and age, who knows what can happen? And this is quite challenging. If any person, in the family does this, it destroys generations, 3 generations, or 10 generations if taken by force. So we have to be very careful in this world. Of course, in Kali Yuga, these things are a little flexible, I suspect, but nonetheless, it is a very difficult area when you don't get involved. Any questions? Any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Now, yes, one about this human birth, which is such a rare thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you rightly pointed out, that when one feels down and depressed and down dumps, then I sometimes think like that. This is don't waste a day, don't waste time, because this is never going to come back, and
Fantastic.
you may not know what is going to happen in your next life. So
Yes.
it's something that is a reality
It's a
that we
reality.
should all do. And second thing is, no wonder as a Brahmanas, when we were in Africa, Brahmins were revered like anything. People
Right.
respected us, and I think this because of this, they may know that like
Yeah.
stealing Brahman's property or doing injustice to the Brahman can cause material
Oh,
grievances to the family, causing it. But this, I don't know whether it's still happening now or not, but Brahmins had a huge respect,
mm,
especially in olden days.
mm. Excellent point. I hadn't appreciated that actually, Nanivan. That's
Okay,
interesting what you're saying to me. Very
yeah,
interesting.
because when we were in Africa, my father was a teacher, and
Huh,
obviously there were all patels and everybody else was there.
huh.
And whenever we Brahmins, they would always, I don't know, they always speak to us with respect and always gave us the best position wherever there was some sitting arrangement or whatever. They
Nice.
always treated us with respect. Even my dad's students, when
Huh.
there's a Brahmin, they would bow down to him even in those days.
Wow.
So Brahmins have a particular position. A Brahmin by birth, I'm not talking Brahmin by as a result of the
Huh.
religion.
See,
Brahmin by birth, I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, that's
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Nariman.
thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Finish, Mataji?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
Mataji.
Pravin. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
When you say person enjoys the Brahma's property, so what is Brahma's property?
Oh, whatever.
Is it to do with house or is it
No,
to
no,
do
no.
with something
Money,
else?
it can be anything. Anything that belongs to the Brahmin. If somebody takes it away from the Brahmin, then he'll suffer. Anything. Books, food, money, um, can be anything. A property. Yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I understand now
So
because
if somebody cheats a Brahmin, then they'll have a problem.
in this life or next life.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji said just now. I think she talked about Africa, and I'm the
Mm,
same thing. I
mm,
come from Africa,
mm,
and I remember that Brahmins were respected all the time.
mm,
Even we went to temple, the temple in the the Brahmin in the temple was respected. And like Siddho, I talk about Siddho, like
mm,
you give the food,
mm,
uh, all the dry grains
mm,
and vegetables and ghee or cooking oil, some fruits,
mm,
something to make sweet,
mm,
like milk and rice. Everything is given to the Brahman, but it was always in respectful.
mm.
I remember, and this one, I because as the Mata said, I remember that when my father died, I remember like from my young age, my mother used to give the sido every once a month, and that was on the 30th
Mm.
of Gujarati calendar.
Yes.
It's called Amas.
Ha.
And this lady was Brahman, and she used to come to our house. And my mother used to make the sido, like put everything in small bowls,
Mm.
and then she collects it. But she's got little bags in her one bag, big bag, and in there she got small bags. So she puts all the grains in it, and then she takes it home.
Mm.
And she cooked. She had I think she had 4 children,
Mm.
husband, but this was done. And another thing was when we went to temple, there also we always respect the Brahmins. But I can't remember taking anything from the Brahman.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Hare
Thank you for
Krishna,
sharing. Thank you for
Prabhuji.
sharing. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
And
Yes, Shyamani.
yeah, when we are talking of Brahman here, we are talking of uh, uh, Krishna consciousness devotees, right?
Yeah, Paka Brahmins.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably right. But it's a little hard for us sometimes to distinguish, between those who are properly situated and those who are not, because it's
yeah.
an internal matter, it's an internal matter. So it's when we deal with people, even doesn't even matter Brahmins, because a Brahmin can be one who is, like he may not be born in a family of Brahmin, but he's behaving like a Brahmin. So we have to be careful, whoever we're dealing with, isn't it? Whoever we're dealing with. Otherwise, we just take a chance, and who knows what can lie in store. So,
The one born in Brahmin family,
hmm,
uh,
hmm,
I don't. Well, to be honest, in Mauritius, they used to say, okay, they're from the Brahminical family, but
yeah, yeah,
he, because they were vegetarian and all that, and but
right.
the thing is, they never taught anyone about spiritual life. They kept things for themselves.
Mm. Yeah, one of the
So
duties
when
of
you
the
call,
Brahmin. Yeah, yeah, it's a good
mm,
point actually. One of the duties of the Brahmin is to share knowledge. Very true. Very, very true.
yeah,
Very, very true. But if they don't share, it doesn't necessarily disqualify them as Brahmins. Um, this is the thing, because yeah, it's one of their duties, no doubt, but it doesn't disqualify them from becoming a Brahmin, because a
Brahman,
Brahman is Krishna has given the qualities of a Brahman in the Bhagavad Gita. Some are, I've forgotten the verse now, but basically somebody who's steady and equipoised. So there may still be a Brahman, so you got to be a little careful. Best not to
okay,
blaspheme them, or best not to
yeah.
yeah, best not to, because it's a tough
But
call.
if,
Mm.
yeah, as you said, but what if they just pray to the demigods? Would you consider them as Brahman?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because see, potentially, see, the Vedas are very much geared to the worship of devatas, and if they're following the Vedas, then they may well be focused on the devatas only, um, and that's not necessarily their fault. That's how the Vedas is geared. It's geared towards those karma kanda type activities where you worship
yeah,
the devatas and you get something back from them. So that doesn't disqualify them from being Brahmins. I think what the disqualification would be if they behave a little bit like Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai were also Brahmins, but they were drunkards. They were abusive to the devotees. So that sort of behavior disqualifies them from being Brahmins. But the
yeah,
fact that they're worshipping demigods, it won't disqualify them necessarily on its own. Uh, Disqualify them for being Brahmins. Yeah, it's
yeah.
not enough. It's not enough. Um, because there's also a difference between Brahmins and Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas, they fully dedicate themselves to Lord Vishnu or incarnations of Vishnu, and they spread the holy name and all that. But that's a different category.
Sorry, who are you
Yeah, the
referring to?
Vaishnavas.
Oh,
There's a
the
yeah,
Vaishnavas, yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Vaishnavas and Brahman are not the same.
No, they can be different. Yeah, they can be very much different.
They
Because
are more advanced, the Vaishnavas.
Vaishnavas, yeah, the
Yeah,
Vaishnavas, because they're worshipping the Supreme, they're sharing everything about the Supreme. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, for definitely like Haridas Thakur. He was born in a Muslim family, but yet he's Namacharya.
yeah.
So,
I mean, before in the olden days, nobody knew that Lord Krishna was supreme, and we didn't
mm,
know him
mm,
much
mm,
in those. Even my granddad, he used to
mm,
make us read the Ramayana.
mm, mm, mm,
I couldn't understand. I was young. I couldn't understand anything. Yeah, no
mm.
one told us anything.
Yeah,
There
but
was no preaching. Yeah.
yeah, about Krishna. But you see, Ram, because he acted with such high principles, that is why our grandfathers, our forefathers, they worshipped Ram because his
Mhm.
behavior was as an ideal human being. And the forefathers, the grandfathers, they wanted us to behave like Ram, in the ideal, like in that moral high, like high level of morality. And that was a good thing. Our Guru
Mhm.
Maharaj was the same. He used to say, you should read Ramayana, you should follow in the
Mhm.
footsteps of Lord Rama's behavior. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a very good thing actually. It's a very, very good thing.
Yeah.
So because if you
There
don't,
was
yeah, sorry, go on.
nobody's fault. Sorry, nobody's fault that time. No one knew much. I suppose if it wasn't for Prabhupada, then we wouldn't know much because he translated
Mm.
uh,
Gita,
the yeah,
yeah, Bhagavatam. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Prabhupada's. There's absolutely no one like Prabhupada. No, in this world, no, in the spiritual world, he is the greatest ever.
Quran, yeah, yeah.
There's no one who's can possibly match what Prabhupada has done
Definitely.
and achieved. So, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
I
Naniman.
think even in these days, in those days, the people were more into the demigods worship. Even but now that
Mm.
is persisting.
Mm.
More demigods worship than Krishna worship. So the Mataji says they didn't know more about Krishna, which is very true,
Mm.
because Krishna worshippers are Vaishnavas are much less in number than Shivites or those worshipping Shakti Mataji or
True,
Devi Mataji.
true.
Even now,
Even now. Very
yeah.
true. Very true.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Who do they worship?
The
Lord
Shivites.
Shiva
Mm.
or Mataji, Durga
Mm.
Mataji, Durga
Oh,
Ma,
Durga Ma,
Shakti.
Durga Ma, yeah.
Mm. That's
There
right.
are more people out
Yeah,
who sort of outstrip
Yes,
Vaishnava
that's
definitely.
true.
Definitely.
now.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you saying that more people are worshipping Lord Shiva in Durga Mata?
Mm.
Yeah, much more than what they worship
Not
Krishna.
not people worshipping Krishna. Is that what you're saying?
Less.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
less people.
All right.
Number
Right.
is much
Yeah.
less of
Yeah. It's
Vaishnavas.
just said is that people is so many all over world and like
Mm.
we don't know. Something else also I wanted to mention. Have you finished, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes,
Yes.
Mataji.
Um, you know about these Brahmins we were talking.
Mm.
So can Brahman be from another not Brahman is Brahman, yeah, but can Brahman be another like we got a Nepali temple here and there is
Can
a
Brahman
Brahma
be? Can Brahman be?
uh, from another caste like
Ah,
Sri
yes.
Lankan
Yes, yes, yes.
or
Brahman.
Nepali,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%.
Gujarat. Gujarati. Now
Yeah.
in our village temple, the temple priest is not Brahman. He is like Kachi Patel. So can he be Brahman?
Yes,
But he
because it's
can't say
behavior.
any.
Yeah, because it's based on behavior. See, Krishna explains in chapter 4, text number 13, 413. I've forgotten the verse now. Basically, he says the four divisions, social divisions, are based on guna and karma, qualities and action. He doesn't say on janma. It's not based on janma. So he's not based on birth. You can be born in a family of Brahmins but behave like a Kshatriya or a Vaish. So then you are not a Brahmin. Then you're a Vaish or a Kshatriya.
But he can't. He, he can't say any Vedas mantra things like that.
No,
Like
he
if you
can.
want to do Siddho, he just say, okay, tell your family name and gives a water in our
Oh,
hand,
okay. So
and
he
that's it.
doesn't do
But he
that.
doesn't do any
I
mantras.
see. I see.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm asking.
But he can. If he wants to, he can. He can learn it under proper guidance and then do it. Because a Brahmin he may be born in a Vaish family. Patels are usually Vaish, right? But he can become a Brahmin because he's behaving like his guna, quality, and karma, his actions are that Brahminical actions.
Mm.
So there's nothing, because Krishna is very clear. He's not saying janma. It's not based on birth, how one behaves, whether one is a Brahmin or not.
Earlier, Mataji mentioned about that uh, that Brahman won't give the gnan. Is that right?
No, they will. But she was saying that in Africa, oh no, where what her experience is, they don't share knowledge. Some don't. The ones
Ah,
it's come across.
see,
Actually,
see,
Brahmins are supposed to share knowledge.
yeah, like the people who are doing marriage, they will do marriage, they will do katha, they will do avan,
Hmm.
things like that.
Hmm.
Even they do the ceremony for the people who passed away, die,
Hmm.
and they will do all this mantra uchar.
Hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very
Prabhu, I
good.
just want to,
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
Vaishnav, they worship the Supreme Lord, yeah? The
Yeah.
Vaishnav. That's the difference. Whereas Brahman, they don't have to be worshippers of the Supreme Lord.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yes.
sounds fair. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Yes. Good point.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, if there's nothing else, we can stop there. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai. Nice discussion today. Thank you so much. Okay.